War leaves scars. It leaves them on the land, on buildings, and most importantly, on people. The memories of violence, the loss of loved ones, the displacement from homes. These are wounds that can take generations to heal. In the history of Lebanon, few events have left a scar as deep and as painful as the Qana Massacre of April 18, 1996. This event, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict, continues to resonate in Lebanon and beyond, a chilling testament to the need for peace and the pursuit of justice. To understand the Qana Massacre, we need to go back to the context of the time. In 1996, southern Lebanon was a battleground. Israel had been occupying a strip of land in the south since 1985, calling it a security zone to protect its northern borders from attacks by Hezbollah, a Lebanese Shia militant group. In April 1996, Israel launched Operation Grapes of Wrath, a military campaign aimed at stopping Hezbollah rocket attacks on its territory. The operation involved heavy shelling and airstrikes on Lebanese villages believed to be Hezbollah strongholds. As the Israeli offensive intensified, thousands of Lebanese civilians fled their homes in search of safety. Many sought refuge in United Nations peacekeeping bases, considered safe havens from the fighting. One such base was located near the village of Qana, a small farming community with a history stretching back to biblical times. Over 800 people, mostly women, children, and the elderly, crowded into the UN compound at Qana, seeking shelter from the relentless shelling and hoping for a swift end to the violence. On April 18, 1996, at approximately 2 p.m. local time, tragedy struck. Israeli artillery shells rained down on the UN compound at Qana. The bombardment lasted for over 20 minutes, turning the supposed safe haven into a scene of unimaginable horror. When the dust settled, over 100 civilians lay dead, including 56 children. The world watched in horror as images of the carnage flashed across television screens. The lifeless bodies of children wrapped in blankets, the cries of grieving parents echoing through the rubble. Section 5. International Outrage. The Qana Massacre sent shockwaves across the globe. The international community condemned the attack, with many questioning Israel's explanation that the shelling of the UN compound was an accident. The UN Security Council expressed its shock and dismay at the massacre, calling for a full investigation. Protests erupted in cities around the world with people expressing their outrage and demanding justice for the victims. Section 6. Qana, a symbol of suffering. In the aftermath of the massacre, Qana became a potent symbol of civilian suffering in conflict zones. The image of the devastated UN compound, a place meant to provide sanctuary, served as a stark reminder of the human cost of war and the failure to protect innocent lives. Section 7. The Aftermath. The Qana Massacre had a profound impact on the course of the conflict. It increased international pressure on Israel to end Operation Grapes of Wrath, which came to a close a few days later. However, the massacre also deepened the divide between Israel and Hezbollah, further fueling the cycle of violence in the region. Section 8. Justice and Accountability. Despite international condemnation and calls for an independent inquiry, no one has ever been held accountable for the Qana Massacre. Israel maintained that the shelling of the UN compound was a tragic mistake, while others argued that it was a deliberate act of aggression. The lack of accountability left a deep sense of injustice and fueled resentment, serving as a reminder of the often elusive pursuit of justice in the face of wartime atrocities. Section 9. The Enduring Legacy of Qana. More than 2 decades later, the Qana Massacre continues to cast a long shadow over Lebanon and the region. The event serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of conflict, particularly for civilians caught in the crossfire. The massacre also highlights the critical importance of protecting civilians in war zones, ensuring accountability for violations of international law, and the pursuit of a just and lasting peace. The memory of Qana, though painful, serves as a powerful reminder of our collective responsibility to strive for a world where such tragedies are never repeated.